11 lives were lost and perhaps many would be forgotten. But ladies and gentlemen, urging each one of you that perhaps let's not undermine the lives that have been lost. Tonight on the long form story, I'm joined by Kiran Bedi. All of us have referred to her as the Iron Lady. And tonight the reason why we invited Ms. Kiran Bedi is because of her inspiring role, the role that she played as an IPS officer. Of course, she's donned several hats. Ms. Kiran Bedi, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Like always, there are scapegoats in an incident like this. This time, the scapegoat was the Bengaluru Police Commissioner, whom I'm given to understand did actually put his foot down, did not allow this event to take place, but eventually had to succumb. And finally, he's been made the scapegoat.
Look, I am speaking through the experience of managing several law and order situations during my tenure in the grassroots policing. Therefore, my experience coming from that background. And as I've thought over your event, here are the list of points which have come back to my mind. Number one, and maybe the media could do its investigative reporting as well, before the Commission of Inquiry gives you a report which may take months, So investigative reporting can go do the following. Number one, let's get the sequence of events, number one. Second, let's find out what was the application from the organizers. What is the application? What is the kind of information they gave? What was the content? Because the content, what was the purpose? So they've asked because this has to be given by the licensing authority. Third, does the Bangalore Policing Commissioner has the licensing authority, or is it under civil administration? I'm not aware. Like in Delhi Police, it is with the police headquarters. In Karnataka or in Bengaluru, whether it is with the police, I don't know. So number one, and then we need to know what was the response of the licensing authority, because no such event of this scale, even small scale, can be without the license authority sanctioning it. Then comes conditions of the licensing, whether the police have accepted it and what kind of conditions did they like. Did they put in certain conditions? Let's find out, did the police do its job or licensing authority gave them the conditions? Then comes the coordination. Because this is not just people together. It has the municipality also with it. You need civic services, you need the fire brigade, you need the home guards, you need the civil defense, you need sanitary services, you need emergency services, you need disaster management, you need all this. So this brings the municipality together and many other civic services. So what kind of coordinations were here? That is why it is now organizers versus the management. Now, management is civil administration and police is a part of that administration. So where were the coordinations held? Who coordinated? Who chaired? What were the minutes of the meeting? Did any apprehensions come? Who were participating? Who were chairing these minutes of the meeting? And if the commissioner has expressed his apprehension of whatever you are saying, is it somewhere on record? Who did he express his apprehension to? Did he call on the political leadership? Did he call on this bureaucratic leadership, which is the chief secretary, which is the home secretary? All these, you see, these are very important positions of coordination. Now they have a role to play. So what kind of role did they play? Therefore, I've suggested that even if you ask a report from the chief secretary, was the chief secretary also not responsible to coordinate an event of such a magnitude where all departments are almost involved, as I said, and they don't report to the police? Police cannot dictate municipal services to come, but it is the chief secretary, because all other departments, he is the coordination head. Then what kind of briefings have held? Because once you decide on an event, what kind of briefings have been, briefing, online briefing, you never know. So what kind of briefings have been held? What kind of housekeeping announcements were made? Once the auditorium is full, housekeeping announcements, stick to your these, follow the exit, these are the exit doors, these are the services, housekeeping announcements by whom? It is the job of the organizers and the police together. and even the municipal services. So what kind of housekeeping announcement? You have a small event also, and you say, first, please listen to the housekeeping. So what kind of housekeeping announcements? Were they listed out?
Right.
Were they part of the management planning? Then comes when the force was demanded, that we need so many companies of force. How was the assessment made? How was the deployment made? Which sector they went to? Then kind what are police arrangements? Then where's the deployment? I was hearing ambulances were stuck. Did the police arrangement include location of ambulances and the passage of the ambulances? Because you're having thousands of people there. And it was anticipated that this is a game of love of everybody. Anybody right. And everybody would love to come. So I'm talking about the key is coordination. The key is assessment. Who held the coordination? So I think it's a very important, this is a very classic case where administration is on one side and the authority, the management of the cricket association, etc., is on the other side. What kind of coordination happened between them? Because I remember whenever we made police arrangements, we used to involve the organizer in making them understand their responsibility in housekeeping, right. Etc. But in fact, we used to even say raise civil security and deploy them. Civil security, and they also are supposed to pay. But remember, my friend, they're supposed to pay because it's a private profit event. Did they pay? Have they made advance payments? Right. Did they make any check? Because this money is supposed to go to a police welfare fund. So these are the questions.
I just want to take a quick question from you because I'm going to run out of time. But I need to ask you this. Enough is enough. Every time an incident of this nature happens, we find one scapegoat, and this time it was the Bengaluru Police Commissioner, whatever may be the coordination. But Ms. Bedi, the question here is that, can this be stopped? Because you cannot always end up by simply saying that, look here, the police was really responsible and the political leadership has no role to play whatsoever. This is a classic example of how perhaps the political leadership had an important role to play.
Are people willing to learn? There's an institutional memory of law and order. There's a lot of inquiries of the past, and institutional memory indicates the roadmap for such law and order arrangements. Do they consult them? Question is coordination. The people change, but do they consult the rule book? And number two, remember, many events are unique. So some are uniquely different, and some can have institutional memory, and you have to also innovate. Right. So therefore, the question is, are the key coordinators, starting the civil coordination is the chief secretary, the police coordinator is the DGP, the right. political coordinator is the chief minister with the home ministry. So because this event is huge, and these are the coordinating contact points, which to my mind have all shown mass deficiency. Therefore, by the time the inquiry report comes, you'll see what was the role of the DGP, the Commissioner of Police, obviously. But you have picked up Police Commissioner only out of it. Whereas he's a part of the whole. He's a part of the whole, but a key part. But there are many keys. And there is a Chief Secretary, there's a Chief Minister, there's a Home Minister, there's a DGP, there is organisers, there are all of them. So why pick up? Issue has come in because you picked up only the police commissioner. I think either pick up whole or don't pick him up. Why have you picked up only one person? He's only one part of the whole. He's only one nut in the bolt, one nut. But there are many others in the machinery, which is called the civil administration. In the civil, it's headed by the political leadership, it's headed by the civil services, it's headed by the DGP. These are the kind of leadership. Right. To my mind, this is a classic case where this kind of leadership has not performed the roles of coordination which it ought to have performed.
Well, thank you very much, Ms. Bedi, for putting this into perspective. And certainly, cherry picking isn't the answer to this entire issue.
Thank you.